Okay, so um last time Haruman was hung on his own tree and a new grove of trees started growing. You started putting stones around one of them. Um and there is and everything seems to be resolved with the exception of the door that only Fick can see. What do you do? Okay. Um you open the door. The um the moment that it opens up even the slightest, it just swings open and you feel this massive gust pulling you towards it. Uh, yes. But I don't think anyone is close enough to react. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw. Okay. Okay. You managed to not get sucked into the door. On the other side of the door, from what you can see, it's still trying to suck you in, but you're able to get your footing. But all you see on the other side is swirling fog and mist. They cannot. Okay. You cannot. It's still trying. You can actually see it's like he's in a wind tunnel. Yes, on his clothes, his white hair is whipping wildly in this breeze that only he can feel. Even the trees appear to be unaffected by it. That is fair. Cam, you were asking something? You still don't feel anything. Sudden, or almost as suddenly as it came, the wind stops. The door is still there, but out from the mist, as if the mist were like a curtain or something, you see a black paw extend out and step through. Likely belonging to a large creature. So probably about the size of your face. And everyone can actually see the paw. But it looks like it's coming out of thin air. What's also new is the second paw. That is fair. And then well, that's mean. Donal doesn't see anything, but he is curious at the level of concerning people's voices, so he's approaching slowly. And then and then slowly, out of the mist, a panther head emerges. It is snarling. And then out from the mists appear two diamond-like things with barbs on the end. Yes. No. And one of the tentacles actually looks like it's holding on to something. It's curled as opposed to flat out. Go ahead. Oh, absolutely. So it looks like a monocle? And then the snarl turns into a sneeze. Yes.
What's the threat? We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team. That's business. That's all it is. You still don't get it, do you?
I always forget that turtle's name. Thank you. Ugh. Sorry about that. And then the displacer beast puts the monocle onto its own face. That is a very good. Mm, yeah, I think they're just a magical beast. Large monstrosity. Sure. A lot. Nature Arcana. That was medicine. So, what you know of Displacer Beasts is that they're, well, for one, or they're enemies to all blink dogs. They don't have teleportation, but they have the ability to create illusions of themselves, which gives them an effect called displacement. That's their name. They can make it look like they're in a different area. Yep. Yep. They're normally evil. Um, their their intelligence is normally pretty low, but it is not base animal. It is above animal level. Oh, to be able to look into its eyes. Right, right. Okay. Well, it steps completely through. Like I said before, this is a large creature. And when it sits in front of, and when it sits in front of Vic, it is about as tall as Donal. Yes. It gently extends a tentacle and accepts it. It doesn't try and take it from you because it doesn't want to hurt you with its barbs. But when you offer it to it, it takes it gently and cleans its face. It appears to have no ill will towards you. Okay. The same thing you do with an intelligent mimic? Ugh. I am terribly sorry. The pollen of metal trees always gets me. They sure do. Now, this door hasn't been open in over 100 years. To what do I owe the pleasure? Curiosity. Naturally. That's... Naturally, that would... And are you satisfied with your conclusion? I've not the intention. I've eaten recently, and face is terrible raw. Munching on a well-cooked face. Depends. Or I suppose that, depends. Who are you? Affirmative. The displaceable beast looks on, or he pays great attention to you and listens and hangs on every single word that you say. The displacer beast returns the bow. Then it sounds like you have your answer. It is because he is a god. No one else? Very few would actually be able to see this door, and it's the most likely explanation from what you've told me. Now, I'm afraid to tell you that my master is away. So I'm afraid we won't be able to entertain any guests at this time. My apologies. You may call me Tenebrae, butler and keeper of Shadowkeep, instead of the late master, Mask. Yes. That would make sense. Nat 20. You are familiar with Mask. Mask is, let me see. Mask, also known as the Lord of Shadows, Master of all Thieves, the Shadow Lord, God of Thieves, and the Blackheart. They also took the form of God's Bane, a sword. Mask himself is known for wearing soft gray leather armor, a black cloak, and a black mask. No one knows what he looks like. Not even the other gods. However, during the previous Sundering, or immediately after, I forget exactly which offhand, he was actually killed. But it was prophesied that he would return. It sure is. Or so you, or so you believe that he is alluding to. Especially after referring to him as late. You also know that his realm is on the plane of, or his home basically is on the plane of Hades, on the middle, or on the middle realm known as Niflheim, a realm of darkness, a realm of fog. And a dangerous one at that. Um, it all sounds very familiar. Like, you don't know for certain, but you definitely wouldn't rule it out. He might be, or Mask, and everything that you've read and what the Displacer Beast is describing could be you. But Matt, that is kind of you, but I'm on duty. I want to make sure that the place is clean for when Mask returns. For when Master Mask returns. I need you to roll persuasion. Yes. He's already getting advantage. I don't think guidance will help. Or does guidance add a die? Then I'll allow it. Hmm. Or guidance should have an option. Oh, I see. There you go. I put it on him. Do you still need me to roll? Okay. It didn't work. Or... Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I got the bad rolls out of the way. I got the bad rolls out of the way for you. Or not. He gives you a very scrutinizing look before he starts walking around you. Like, it is very obvious that he is trying to determine if what you say is fact. He then looks you up and down. If you are mask, which I'm not ruling out. If you are in fact the master, you haven't yet hatched. It's like you're in a mortal egg. The Displacer Beast shrugs, reaches back a tentacle through the mist, and closes the door behind him. It still remains. No one else can still see it. I suppose a minute or two wouldn't be too out of the question. I will accept your kind offer of a drink. Master Fick, was it? Master Visage, then. Okay. Do you have cups, or are you just going to swig and share the bottle? And it's not that it can produce alcohol indefinitely. It probably would have figured that out if it could. But this entire time, Donal is just staring agog at this speaking displacer beast. All right. Well, the displacer beast sits next to Fick, and Donal sits on the other side of Fick. Maybe? Also, fun fact, every time it looks like he's verbally speaking to the book, it's usually after the book or makes an excessive amount of noise as if pages are ruffling. Well, I can't give you actual information. That'd be cheating. Okay. But you pet the displacer beast. It actually begins to purr, and it leans down and starts lapping up from the goblet. Because no lips. Well, it's wine. You drink that much that fast, and it'll hit you hard. Interesting. Actually, now that you mention that, I need to roll Constitution saving throws for him now. Actually, everyone who's drinking, roll Constitution saving throws. And the elf isn't. Unknown? Resistance to poison, yes. So you have advantage on saving throws versus the alcohol. Well, there you go. So the only one that is drunk right now is the Displacer Beast. So the Displacer Beast is sloshed. I've been on duty for over 100 years. It's nice to to sit back and drink. Now, the Master Mask, they took many forms. Many forms. The Shadow Keep just isn't the same without him. How he would bitch about the other gods, especially Zariel. Cause fuck Zariel. Or Cyric. Cause fuck Cyric. And then he drinks some more. Weird. And the displacer beast's purring grows louder. The shadow keep is just beyond the door. Are you saying this all out loud? Okay. Well, I was wondering if you were speaking in a way that the displacer beast would also be able to hear. Okay. Then while you're talking, since it's not really, or he knows that you're saying something, but it's not to him, he's not going to drop eaves. But he does continue. Oh, none of the other gods understood mask. No one really were, or none of them truly understood. That's okay. Fuck them all. Especially Cyric, damn him. Perhaps. Cyric Derek was the only one that a mask actually hated in return. Betrayal. Sirik is the god of lies after all. The god of lie, or the prince of lies, prince of madness. Oh, the dogma of mass was simple and went counter to Sirik. The ability to deceive is valued, but that's just because truth was a foolish virtue and manipulation is better than brute force. Sirik lied simply to lie, not to achieve goals. And he was a traitor, tried to kill Mask on several occasions. Mask also while advocating for the accumulation of riches, said only to steal that which was necessary, to trust the dark, as one would be made an easy target by walking in plain light. I miss him so. The Shadowkeep just isn't the same without Mask. I mean, yes, but it would be rude to entertain without the master presence. He might like that. He doesn't get many visitors. Hmm. Oh, that won't be a problem. Potential guests of the Shadowkeep, I invite you into my master's halls. And almost as if it was there the entire time, you blink, and there is a door made of black wood, just standing in the middle of the hill. As it screams and idles, or as it screams while it idles. But I think you still have 24 hours before, or no, you still have about 48 hours before the soul is completely consumed. That did create a new. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, he closed it behind him. So Tenebrae takes a tentacle, opens the door, and he stands in front of it while the door the door attempts to suck everyone in. He's able to keep himself sturdy and prevent anyone else from going into the door because of how big he is. And when the gusts finally stop, then he stands aside and bows to allow people to walk in. He leans into it. Okay, so that's everyone in. Donal is, Lulu would rather not. She's actually going to go ahead and stay with the car. Well, that's one of the reasons why she's going to be near the car. That way she has extra ammunition. He's not opposed to that. It's a wise decision to have someone with her. With wonder. But he accepts his duty and heads over to the car with Lulu. As you command. I will work on it. No. Okay.
Food.
You enter the Shadow Keep. Everything is black. It is dark as pitch. Even the candles appear to have black flames at the tips. But yet you can still see. It is cold. It is dreary. And outside of the windows, all you can see is fog. The Displacer Beast shuts the door behind him. And you can see above the door that it is labeled with a pictogram, with a pictograph instead of words. And it has an image depicting Zariel on it. Yes. He proceeds to walk ahead of you, and in response to you, he says, "Oh, I'm quite sure. Master Felix? I'm quite..." Master Boston, then. Very good, sir. But I am quite sure that this realm does not exist on or within the Shadowfell. It was in fact moved from the Shadowfell during the Second Sundering. This is Hades. This is Hades. It is, or to your average traveler, it's not safe. Merely being here within or merely stepping foot into, or merely stepping foot onto the ground of Hades begins to fill everyone with despair. Some become so depressed that they can never leave. Yes, the second level of Hades. During the first Sundering, or originally, the Shadowkeep was part of, or Shadowkeep's origin. He begins to walk you through the black halls of the keep. The Shadowkeep originally began here in Niflheim. During the first Sundering, it was moved, or it had been transferred to the Shadowfell, and only during the second Sundering was it able to return to its rightful place. Still, the walls are made of shadow stuff. And those that are even a foot outside of its walls would find it difficult to even see the keep. That's how the Master likes it, though. The Master was very much a loner. Kept himself isolated from the other gods. They just didn't understand him. How could they? I would drink to that.
Proud of you two.
Not that you can see from behind the mask. Oh, okay. May I offer any food or beverage?
Constant threat. We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team. It's business. That's all it is. You still don't get it, do you, boys?
It actually looks more like a library. There are books lining the walls, half library, half treasury. There are little minuscule items that are labeled, or that are labeled as being from major people of history, but they're mini, or they're items that would typically be beneath the person's notice, like a half-burned candle that used to belong to the Elminster. Tasha's sewing needle. You reach for the candle. No one notices that you reach for the candle. But as you, well, it's in a it's in a like a glass container. And so you reach to lift the glass container, and the glass container just, and even the visage of the candle itself just kind of become immaterial, like wisps of shadow. Yes, they become ethereal. You pull your hand back and they all go back to normal. It's like it's a magical defense system. But no alarms are going off or anything like that. So there might still be a way for you to get it. Why not? Oh. Yeah, that's a good reason. Okay. Everyone else is brought into a kitchen, or not a kitchen, but a little dining area. Almost like a breakfast nook. And the displacer beast reaches into, or opens up another door, and you can feel the temperature in the room go like 5 degrees colder as he reaches in with his tentacle and pulls out a jug of black liquid that has a fog coming off of it, almost like you know how you put dry ice into water, how it fogs up, almost like that. And then from a cabinet, the displacer beast reaches up and grabs a sack. And the sack is squirming a little bit. Tenebrae places the sack and the jug onto a counter before its tentacles reach up and picks out some plates and cups. Let's see here. He spreads out the plates and spreads out the cups before he realizes that there's one of you that's not here. Well, now I feel like a terrible host. To where did Master Felix go?
Question for Rye. I think I am.
Okay. The Displacer Beast decides that it would be best to serve the guests that are right here before going to find you. And proceeds to pour some of the smoking black liquid into cups. And then let's see. I just had it referenced here. Where is it? So it sounds like no one's going to come find you, so you have another chance to cast, or to do your thing. Almost. I've gotta have it here somewhere. Oh, yes, found it. So he opens up the bag and pours out some worms onto plates. They are very sickly looking and have human heads. He places only a few on each of the plates before going over and grabbing some bread or some rolls and putting them on the plates as well with butter. Rather mundane additions to everything else. And then once everything has been served, he slides everyone their drinks and their food. And says, "If you'll excuse me, I'm going to find our other guest." Arcane or religion sounds appropriate.
Purple is experience.
Okay. Whatever information that you get, do you share with the rest of the class? Okay. You identify them as larvae. Basically, souls of people who died that are sentenced to be here. They arrive in the form of larvae, and it is a commodity that you can eat it or you can exchange it for goods.
All your hose.
It's not demonic. If anything, it's daemonic. So, yep. But it's still evil. I think so. Like in the cosmology, Hades is has 3 different layers. You've got Onios, which is the top layer. I believe that is where the Yugoloths come from. Niflheim, which is the middle layer. And then Pluton, which is the lowest layer. And they're defined as Onios being the more chaotic of the 3, and Pluton being the more lawful of the 3. So Niflheim is exactly in the middle. Yep.
I had a dream last night. When I woke up, I remembered it, but
Craft level.
just a moment ago. It's gone.
There are 3 on everyone's plates.
Yeah, whenever.
Um, he didn't get that much information out of it.
Place to keep.
Master Felix. I apologize for leaving you behind.
Josh is
I've
nowhere near
prepared
the
some,
2
or I've prepared some, or I've prepared a light meal for you and the other guests.
but a different.
Yes, yes they are. If he does, yes. Yes, they would. After you say that, a bat from the ceiling floats down and rests on, and, kind of lays down on the displacer beast's head. Hmm? Oh, yes. Oh, the bat is another worker of the keep. They keep an eye on things. It's hard to tell, but the bat looks like it's narrowing its eyes at you. That are... Yeah, I rolled its stealth to see if you would see it. Actually, I need to roll its insight. Okay. It just glowers at you like normal. That is noted. If you would follow me, please.
This game is in. full health and
Understood. Larvae is... it squeaks. As if it took offense. You don't know how you could tell. Well, even if bats did steal from, or even if bats did steal anything, from here, it's not like they would be able to go far without notice. Every item of masks is, set with, or with an arcane mark.
I didn't realize.
We will take that under advisement, but everyone that works here has been chosen by Mask himself. Either way, I understand if you don't want to eat the larvae. It's a little bit of a delicacy here, and not everyone's, not necessarily to everyone's palate. But Beck, you said that you consumed all three? Okay. Then I need to figure out what happens. Oh, I thought that I had that. I thought that I... Okay, Fick, I need you to roll 3d10s. All at once. Or, sorry, all at once. Okay. You gain 20 temporary hit points that will go away after you take a long rest. Oh, it's quite simple, in fact. You just have to wait for souls that are condemned to come here after they die, or after they die, and they will turn into larvae themselves. Also, anyone who wanders onto the plane and succumbs to the gloom will also turn to larvae within a 10 day. Yes. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Here, within the Shadow Keep, the fogs don't affect you. Very valiant, but I invited you here as guests, not as supper. That is fair. And wise. I mean, after all, you just met me today. I can't fault you for being concerned. Yes, it is a black liquid with smoke coming off of it. That is fair. Um... This, this beverage is one of Mask's favorites. It is called the Black Heart Daiquiri. It uses, it is flavored with blackberries, blueberries, and congealed blood that has been fermented. Yep. Okay. So the drink is both sweet and sour at once. It has a little bit of a thickness to it due to the congealed blood. But it's only a little bit thicker than a mead. Yes. Both Gilwyn and Druzzl are drunk. But aside from you being drunk, there doesn't appear to be any other ill side effects to consuming it. Hopefully that won't affect rolls. But yes, the... Or... But yes, sometimes the... Oh, what's that? As... Sometimes... Wow. Sometimes the recipe is made with, devil blood, but, Mask found it bitter, so instead this was, so instead this batch was just made with someone who tried to, steal from the Shadowkeep. I take it is to your liking.
The
Very good. I shall escort you back the way you came. If you do end up being the Lord Master Mask, I shall look forward to it. Okay. He escorts you back to the door. He reaches for the door that has a pictograph of Zariel above it. and opens it. And it looks like there's swirling mists when he first opens it, but they kind of part, and you can see Haruman's hill, or rather Stone's hill now. Okay. Safe travels, and it is my hope to see you once again in these forms and not in larva form. Okay. What? No, there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay. Everyone walks through the door. Three. Okay. The door closes behind you, and Gilwyn and Fick noticed this. But as the door was closing, a bat flew out with you and rested on Fick's head.
Partner.
No, he said that there were watchers and guards of Mask's things. Yep. And it is glaring at Felix. Like, quite pointedly. Yes. He squeaks in response. What is your insight? 13. You can't tell, but it might have squeaked something about your mother.
Respond, please.
Okay, well, it kind of depends on you being able to identify what kind of bat it is, because there's some bats that are vegetarian and some that eat grubs. Yeah, I'll give it to you. It's a fruit bat. Yes, but not nearly as hard.
Speaking of,
Okay. You make it back to, or I should get rid of the displacer beast on here. You make it back to the demon grinder. Lulu is resting on top of it, while Denal is just kind of leaning against it, occasionally looking from side to side. But he's got his, like, he looks occasionally from side to side, but but as you're walking up, he has his eyes, or he kind of has his eyes closed and his face slightly downward, like he's listening intently to the area around him. Either way, Donal sees you approaching and waves.
Very useful.
Yes. We can either go where, or we can either go where the demons, or where demons spawn, or we can go where demons die.
Why am I cursed with death trap? Death.
So there are two options that Lulu said to get. There are two options that she defined would help give you clues or ideas on what are on where the location of the sword. The spawning trees, which is basically an area where demons have infected Avernus, basically.
What's the penalty for?
And then there's a place where demons are. I had actually given a bad description before. Demons are attracted to this location, and because of the way that it is set up, any demons that come to this location are killed. And they're killed in a way where their souls don't go back to the abyss. They just outright die. Thus, the demon zapper. Felix expressed that he wanted to go to the spawning trees. Gilman originally wanted to go to or voted to go to the demon zapper, but is now leaning more towards the spawning trees. I forgot what Druzzl's opinion was on which one to go to. Fick, do you have an opinion? Okay. You're sad? Oh,
So
yep.
it makes
I thought you said that you were sad that you were going to those spawning trees.
sense.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's see. I need to find my map rules again. I believe it was 2d4 in fact, unless you've been there before. Yep, 2d4 if you are traveling to an unvisited destination marked on the map. Okay. I'll go ahead and roll it for Lulu. Okay.
I need someone to put wood.
Let me just go ahead and grab... Oh, it doesn't have any pictures of this. That makes me a little sad. Let me see if I can find one online real quick. I found battle maps. That's nifty. But I can't find one for even an artist rendition of it. The location itself.
Yep.
Well, okay then.
Mine's on.
Tree-like growths cluster along the shoreline of a lake of bubbling black goo. Each growth is formed from the same ichor as the lake and has writhing, membranous sacs budding from its limbs. 5 bearded fiends heap holes around the trunk of one of the trees. As they hurl more coals onto the pyre, 4 of their number cruelly poke and tease the 5th member of their group. Yes. Looks like there are devils that are actively trying to fight the infection. They're basically laborers right now, or here.
Yes, I'm trying to get back.
Okay. They take a moment to stop teasing the fifth bearded devil and bring up their shovels in a defensive manner. But then they kind of give you a side eye and kind of relax their stance as you're just talking to them like normal people. Yeah.
That's the threat. We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team. It's business.
Lovely.
That's all it is. You still don't get it, do you, boys?
They look at each other, shrug, and grumble. Well, all right, but let's see.
Fuck.
All right, we'll hear you out. The demons infected this, or the demon's ichor affected this area. It spawned these trees and it's spreading. We're using these coals to try and kill the trees, but as you can see, he points and one of the undulating sacks pop open, and this fleshy, small, pointy teeth critter pops out, hisses, and starts running towards the nearest devil to nibble on it, or to chew on its heels. That's why there's only the 5 of us that are working here. Well, maybe I should say 4. This asshole over here feels pity for these things, and they're the 5th one, you can, or it doesn't take very much to notice. He looks like he's actually, or he has a huge scar on his head. Like it covers most of his skull. And okay. Why is it? Yep. They just don't know how to exist. Maybe they're being killed without being given any kind of trial or anything. I'm sure that these things can be trained. They're practically harmless. They're just hungry.
Primitive.
By the way, that is what is popping out of the trees. Three familiars.
Zombies. This is on. How do they dropping all around? What?
Oh, that's okay. Sorry, I was fussing with something.
Do you have any pipes? Pipes?
You are. Yes. Let me... open up your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm a single player.
Cohorts. There you go. Yep. No, what? Come on! These things are a menace!
I hope so.
I mean, they're adorable now, but to get their ichor all over the place, next thing you know, this is going to be a whole forest of spawning trees.
Yeah, we went.
Crick and Dot. Or Crick and Dolt. Well, I don't... They're just... I'm sure they won't hurt me, but I mean, no offense, well, full offense, y'all are pricks. Or he's looking at them, for the four devils, and the four devils, or one of the four devils, like, don't want to hear that from you, demon lover. You don't have to hurt them. In fact, or I don't know.
that.
Let me think. And then he drops his shovel and immediately gets onto the demon grinder. They give a dismissive wave like, ah, screw you. Whatever. Um, the devils, or three of the devils, go back to shoveling coals onto the trees. And the fourth one is like, you said that you needed to find someone. Whatever, have fun. And they go back to shoveling coals on the trees.
I
So in the middle of you introducing or you giving names to Jorge and George, he actually opens up his backpack and an abyssal chicken pops its head out of his backpack. And this is earwax. But you're looking for the princeps? Well, the princeps is actually our superior. He's the one who assigned us to work on this infestation. I can lead you to him. We don't have to mention it. as Bitter Breath, I'm afraid I don't have that much information on at least his location. Or rather, or yeah, as opposed to, or I don't know his location, but and I don't know about the Bleeding Citadel, but I think I know someone who can help. Yeah, there's a powerful mage that visits Avernus from time to time. He there's often Yugoloths that are hired for protection around it. If anyone knows, I'm sure that it's him. He goes from plane to plane after all. Oh yeah. That is what Crickendalt looks like.
Walking.
Yep, working on it. And there's actually going to be a fifth one.
I don't think.
All right, they are. Fire your harpoon. Okay. The harpoon misses. And it goes right into one of the trees. And then all four slow turn towards the demon grinder. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
I lost them.
Yes. Sure. Let's see, I dropped, that was George. Here's Jorge. Really? That's what you named your imp? Wow.
Question.
Okay. Well, you've traveled to, Niflheim, made friends with Tenebrae,
You
the Displacer Beast,
get
possibly found out a little bit more about Fix's past, and made a friend out of a bearded devil. And enemies out of 4 others. So, confused. Oh yeah, she's very confused. Because I believe that she actually has an ability that oh, okay. But she has really good insight. Or decent insight, rather. So, she is very confused by him.
Am I?
Nope. I'm sure it'll come up.